Gompieno, more Raising Babies 101. We explore childhood development in its many forms, from the reason why children pretend to have sex to raising a gifted child. Our yummy mami wakajeno kizizo trete. This is one not to miss. Dula felamo. Dumelang ke le amogela mo lenaneho le lengwe la Raising Babies 101, the show where we bring all parents together and tackle their various concerns ka bana ba bone. This morning's first subject is tough, taboo, and possibly hard to understand. Why do little ones imitate sexual behavior? Children and sex play, is it normal or not? Joining us to discuss this concern is sexologist Elvis Munetswa and my lovely studio audience. Good morning, Elvis.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. This is quite an uncomfortable discussion that we're going to have. And I'll start with saying, what is normal behavior when it comes to children and exploring their sexual parts or their sexual being?
Yeah. Kids under 5 are quite an amazing bunch, you know. They get to discover sensory organs, which are really exciting. As you know, when you start exploring, things get a little interesting.
Yeah.
And kids also mimic adult behavior. In their mechanisms, there isn't any sexual play involved. There isn't any arousal. There's no intimacy there. It's just a mimic of adult behavior.
Okay, so when does it get, what we'll say, dangerous or not right? Or is there such a thing?
So in this instance where kids start to play with themselves and stuff,
yeah,
the challenge is when they start to play with the others in behaviors that mimic actual sexual sins.
Got you.
That becomes a problem. So, for instance, where kids get aroused,
yes,
and they have someone and they mimic adult behavior like touch me here, touch me there, or I want to touch you here, that becomes a concern.
Yes.
Because then it has gone beyond the capacity of kids to know what's pleasurable. And so for them, it's not, if you touch me, it'll be exciting. So they're just exploring. But once they start knowing that if you do this me here and you do that to me, then there's a level of consent, because then we'll want to know who has taught them that.
Yeah.
Right? And how have they sort of fixate on the pleasure feeling?
Yes.
Because if it's an exploratory feeling that kids have, they're just like,
is there appropriate sexual behavior for children under 5?
Appropriateness, like I said, for instance, is limited to such things as, doctor, show me yours or show you mine.
Yes.
It's normal for kids because they explore differences.
Uh-huh.
And these differences are as normal for children that age as they're growing up. The challenge, though, is when kids, like I said before, that when they start using their differences as pleasure tools. Also, like, pleasure me, I'll pleasure you. Or they start mimicking adult conversations, like, let's go to bed and let's go do what.
Now, what would you say a parent should do if a child does exhibit more than what you would call normal childlike behavior?
So when a child probably starts, getting touched for pleasure or wants to touch for pleasure, then it is at that point where the parents need to ask, you have a conversation with this child. So where did you learn this from? And what does this mean to you? Did someone teach you this? Because we start realizing that when kids start exhibiting behavior that's sort of beyond their capacity, it's a learned behavior from someone else.
I see.
And then...
So television, soapy stars, soapies do a lot of interesting things.
There's a lot of TV that children watch. So it's also important to supervise the kind of content that your children are exposed to. But in this context where parents have probably given the responsibility to other people, it is also important to monitor the other people that are raising your child, the kind of behaviors that they exhibit.
Yes. Yeah. So tell me, when should we seek professional advice as parents, and where would we go for this professional advice?
It is important for a parent to not maybe delegate this important conversation to a third party.
Yeah.
It is important for the parent to maybe absolve all the awkwardness in this conversation and have a normal breakfast conversation with the child.
I think what parents mainly battle with is walking in on a child doing something hugely inappropriate. So a little boy, a little girl, and they are further than, a parent thinks is comfortable. Your initial reaction as a parent is to get angry with your child in the act. Is that the correct way to do it? What's your first steps?
It is important for the parents to always remain calm and observe this for longer than the initial period. Because once you see a child doing what you don't expect them to be doing, the shock, you can't keep calm. You want to, hey, what are you doing? You want to react. But it is important in that moment to withhold the shock.
And what, just close the door? Like, close the door and walk away?
Just observe. Close the door halfway. Let's observe how far this child is going, right?
Okay.
And see if what you saw actually was a cause of concern.
And what if it is?
If it is a cause of concern, then now you have this conversation.
In the moment?
You have the conversation exactly in the moment.
So you remove the other child and you take your child...
If these children are playing together, ask them together.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So you want to establish what are you doing?
Yeah.
Where did you learn this elsewhere? Where did you learn this? What is this?
And in that tone, it's not, what are you doing?
No, let's remove this anger out of this. Let's have this conversation as if you're having a conversation with an adult.
I hear you.
Right? Because children would pick up your tone of voice and get scared and probably cannot answer the question.
So what's your final thoughts on this?
If you can't have the conversation, get tools as a parent to have the conversation with this child. And if it's beyond your ken, then find a sexologist, find a child psychologist. You have this conversation.
Thank you so much, Albus. It's clear that families have to sit down and discuss this and, have a relationship with their children, that these kind of conversations come easier. Thank you so much, Albus.
Thanks for having me.
Wow, I have learned a lot and will definitely keep this in mind with my little one. Now it's time for You Decide. Hona le bana ba bangata in the country in need of homes and loving parents for many reasons. Their parents may have passed on. They may have been put in the system for their own safety. Because of this, we have the beautiful parenting choice of adoption. But would you adopt across races? We asked on the streets. Take a look.
With regards to transracial adoption, I think it's perfectly fine because a child needs a safe environment. It's not about colour, it's about education, it's about a healthy child, it is about a child that deserves a better future.
I feel it's positive. I've experienced it through my aunt's friend who's adopted a little black boy, and he's very happy with her. He's been with her for most of his life now. He must be about 8 now.
Oh, for it. I mean, why should we distinguish, especially with kids? They're so innocent. What do they know? And it actually brings cultures together. There's better understanding. And gee whiz, why not?
No, ayikho right ukuthi efaneke umuntu omnyama adopt omhlophe adopt omnyama. Hayi kanjalo basuhle. Akuzukuba right
for mina. Ngeke ngikhona ukadopta umlungu or Indian. But vice versa. Umlungu if adopta umuntu omnyama, abanye bamadopta ngokuthi mhlambe basiza umntwana ohluphekile umpa a better future and a better education. But for Tina, if we adopt umlungu, it's a bit awkward.
Transracial adoption, I think for now, nga adopt ngwana walokhowa. I mean, like, we are Rainbow Nation afterwards. If ngwana athoka that family warmth and nakinale resources and the money to support him or her, I think that would be like a great idea.
Interesting. Joining us in the studio is Marie Malefa van Heerden, Batseba Mutwa, a clinical psychologist, and former nurse Mama Thabi Mapoja to give us some insight on this discussion. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Marie, let me start with you. You have the surname van Heerden. A lot of people say, oh, are you married to Mr. van Heerden? Do you get a lot of that?
A lot. But I'm not married. I was adopted by a white family.
Mm-hmm. So tell us about your experience.
Well, it's quite a different experience because my parents didn't die or I wasn't put in a home. I was a very sickly baby and my real grandma worked in my white family's house. And when I was born, she was like, listen, please help me out. This baby's dying. Can I take care of it while I work for you guys? And then they were like, actually, you know what? Let us help you take care of this child and we'll adopt her. And then I got adopted and I got 5 new white brothers.
So what would you say was the most, like, the highlight of that experience for you? Like, what would you say?
Well, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been here. So I actually owe my whole life to my grandma and my white parents. It wasn't always easy. Not everyone accepted the fact that you are black and you have a white family.
That must have been hard.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, Batseba. Well, how psychologically does it affect children who adopt across the racial color lines?
That's very interesting because I think for the child, it's not really an issue in a sense of a healthy environment. It's only, the public. Because we have our own prejudices and also considering our history, in the country. Obviously, all these things inform how do we engage such issues, and then one becomes a victim because okay, all those things. Even if because you become judged because of the
Mama, I want to bring you in as well. What do you think parents should think about adopt especially across the racial lines?
Yeah, it is a problem, especially later in life, the illnesses or, in a way, the roots are high, to know the culture are high. Hence, some practices, the umbilical cord is such an important thing, a practice on culturally, that's where your roots, your ancestors,
So, Marie, why wasn't this a problem for you, or is it a problem for you?
I don't think if you're adopted into another race and another culture that you're missing out. Because if you're born into a new culture, you adapt what they learn.
So tell me something. Your case might be slightly unique than most other children adopted across the racial lines, because when batswadi ba gago le nkgono wa gago was still a part of lelapa la gago, right?
Yes.
So you knew all along where home, who your ancestral bloodline was.
Yes.
Do you think it's different for ngwana who is completely blind to idea gore ke mang mama, ke mang papa, ke mang nkgono, ke mang mamane, ke mang? Do you think it's different for ngwana, or will they possibly experience what Mama is talking about?
But does it matter in what culture you are brought up in? Who decides that you have to have a Tswana root because that's how you were born?
Mama?
Yeah, but based on the experience, the experience that I've seen from people, somewhere your culture is going to be very, very, very important. Whether wanyala, whether ki lifu, whether ki im, but there are certain cultures it's part of us. They define you because the roots is how you are white because you have lived with whites, but your roots is where is your tree? Who are you?
Let me bring you in.
I just want to pitch in a bit. I think what Marie is saying, I hear Mama Areng, and then I also hear Marie Areng. And I think obviously in between, I would say every case is unique. Because the very same issue that we're having, it's not necessarily because now we're looking at the skin color. Because we also have, kids, from a Tonga family. We still have the same challenges. So now I think it will go back to if Marie had a challenge, or all of a sudden she's not sleeping, she's not being assisted, go medically, she cannot get, the answers to Adi Klokang. That's when we can actually go.
Let's have around the table. Mama, are you for it or against it?
In the sense, like I said, as long as you're not cut off completely, like you said, you have kept your surname, which is who you are.
Personally, I am for it. And I think also professionally, in terms of the benefits, because we must remember, it's the person's experience.
Marie, I think obviously you before it, so advice for people in situation making a decision about adopting across.
I am 100% for it. I don't think it should be about what color baby you adopt. It should be about saving someone's life. and giving them an opportunity to live and go to school and education.
Beautifully said. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, ladies. Thank you for your insights and your conversation.
Thank you.
So you've heard it, everyone. It's time for you to decide what you want to do. You've heard all sides of the story. Now let's continue conversation na rona ko Facebook, Twitter, limo Instagram. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Rago ga dipapatso, our big dilemma deals with raising a super talented child. Raising Babies 101, it's wela pili ano. Taking baby's temperature is a regular thing to do when parenting. The question is, how do you do it and how do you do it correctly? It's easy peasy. Sister Phumzile Mlangeni umona hore bontsha hore re etsa jwang. Welcome, sister. Sister, what do we have mona, and then walk us through hore nka temperature ya ngwana rona jwang?
Okay, so ngizoqala lana iyo le siqala ngayo we recommender, which is lukewarm water in a bowl and a cloth. Okay, so ngizo explain ukuthi kuhamba kanjani la, and then lena I thermometer uyifaka phansi kwapha. Lena ile yakudala ke ene mercury, which is not recommended anymore. Okay. So we don't use that. Le endlebe, so you check out ufaka phakathi with an earpiece, and then usebenzisa lama probes. You just discard after we sebenzisile. Lana sinama ice packs, which are now recently have come on the market. Lena I measuring syringe. Uma ngabe uzomupha umntwana umuthi, so le is anti-fever medicine. Lena na measurement ungasebenzisa uyabona ifana ni so it's easy for the baby to just suck the medicine out. This also is a measuring syringe with your when you measure your medicine as an anti-fever administration. So sister Phumzile ko ba re tlhalosetse gore if o sena thermometer o ka thoba jwang ho etsa temperature ya ngwana ho bona re temperature ke eng? The best place is the back of the neck. Okay. Yeah, because you can really feel the heat there. Oh. Or under the armpits. With my daughter, I always hold her hands. You can just tell. Yeah, because umama uyamazi umntwanakhe. Yeah. Okay. So, thermometer etsa jwang? All right. So, ngoba sinama thermometer are different. Ngizobonisa njengalena kuqala. Le ile kumele uthi uthinte directly on the skin. So, so hayikeni komulomong. No. Not in the mouth. Okay. So the easiest place where there's enough fold ukuthi bambe thermometer is under the armpit. Okay. So you can just put it under the armpit a few seconds. How long? Izokunikeza yona 8 beeps. Oh, beep sound. Yeah. First you switch on. Bese ke uyayibeka, mayiseqedile it gives a beep. Bese uyayikeeper, and that's when you can read how much the temperature is. Okay. And the same with the one in the ear. Now you light up, also fage in ear probe yako, which is what you'll discard after you've used it, and then you just place it gently in the ear, and then you wait for it to give you a reading. Now you actually reading, and then you'll just read together. So those are the two that we've got. This is not recommended because of the mercury in it. Oh, it's dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous. Where does this one go? Well, I've just brought her to Njengiboni, so this is the one that's not recommended. Yeah, so you search this wakdala, but we've discontinued. So metsiana le selale? Yeah. So ke mase sesithole umntwana sesichekile ngithi siyathola ukuthi uyashisa. Lukewarm water, not cold. Lukewarm with a cloth. I-cloth le yethu indwangu sizwe umntwana musomkhumulile because ukuqala nje umntwana mine fever siyamkhipha ilonini ingubo ama jackets nakho konke lokho to allow the body to cool down. So kuzothola umntwana umama sometimes lethu umntwana eclinic uthi umntwana uyashisa but umgqome ngengubo umfaka ama jackets but umntwana uyashisa. So it's always advisable remove extra clothing and noma umntwana ngamshiya just with a nappy. Uthatha indwangu yakho, dip it in the lukewarm water and just gently run it over the body. This is just allowing the body to cool down. Okay. Basically, we check after a few minutes to check what temperature ayehlanga. Okay. Yeah. Tena kizai? Ice packs. Okay. So instead of, you could use the lukewarm water or ice packs. It's not advisable to dip the baby in the water. So just run it with the cloth. Okay. So ice packs now, you can, because you are an indwangu. So then now ngawabeka nje over umzimba womntwana just to cool down. And Leah? Okay, this is anti-fever medicine. So Leo will use, after we've tried the non-medical remedies. So the measurement yokuthi umntwana unika kangakanani bayibhala la emuva ko medicine according to the age and weight. But we don't recommend ukuthi unikeze umntwana imithi before 3 months of age. Yeah. Right. So abantwana younger than 3 months, we just basically do this home remedies. So
sister, why is it important for motswadi a tsebe gore how high exactly temperature ngwana hiking?
Okay, because the normal temperature, in general is below 37. So 36.5, 36.8, 35.9 is fairly normal. So if it's above 37, it can be 37 because if it's fairly hot and then of course. But we start worrying from, closer to 38 and over 38, 39, 40.
Okay.
Then you know something is wrong. But if fever is just the way your body is trying to fight off, it's a response immune system. Okay. So if you have a viral infection or bacterial infection, sometimes after immunization, because we're giving disease to the body, dead disease to activate the antibodies. Yeah, so it's just a good reaction of the body. Yeah. So it's not all the time you need to consult. A fever, it can just be managed, right, unless there's other symptoms. Coughing, starting to breathe, vomiting, not feeding, all of those things, then you can worry.
So, sister,
oh, yes. Lezi zihamba no muthi angithi-ke usutholile advice ku-doctor noma kunesi usokutshela ukuthi no umntwana ngendlela egula ngayo you need to administer with the advice from a medical practitioner. So ke lena it looks like a teeth. I mean, I love it because you just measure nje the measurement of the medicine. Umntwana uzozitshela ukuthi usancela idemi kanti umnikeza umuthi. So it's quite nice.
Medication
no, not advisable. Or you can use a syringe because it's not easy to administer a medicine to umntwana and they can spit it out. So a spoon is almost impossible. So a syringe, and you just push it to the side of the cheek so that it goes directly to the throat, or you can use a titi. I mean, whichever one works best for you. But a spoon is not, it's not easy. It's quite difficult to use a spoon.
Okay. Sister Pumzile for showing us the temperature and the other alternatives as well.
Yes. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
It's time now for us to get some prizes going because it's time for the baby shower. Okay, Mubukedi, as you have seen, Huhudi Sabana can be a very, very costly affair. To make life a little easier for you, segment Ena, ya baby shower, This week, we have a baby hamper voucher to give away. All you need to do is answer yes or no to one very simple question correctly. Can you take a baby's temperature under their arm with a thermometer? To enter this competition, Khubunolo, where now setwanetse usiete, Gihu answer this question yes or no, most social media platforms. Answer correctly, and one lucky viewer will randomly be selected to win a baby hamper voucher valued at 1,000 Rand. The winner will be announced on our social media. Best of luck. Haribawa, we meet parents to a talented preschooler. Later in Baby's Health A to Z, our magic letter is C when we deal with constipation. And then I sit with Yummy Mummy, Zizu Trete. If you've just joined us, you're tuned into Raising Babies 101 more SABC 2. Get together and connect with various experts and discuss Bana Babone. Right now, here's something interesting for all you moms and dads out there.
Sanbonani from Raising Babies. My name is Neba Majola and I'm from Fosleros. So this is Usamugelo. He's very close to my heart. I'm raising him. He lives Yabi. We are Mamela. He's good and attentive. We are observer and I love him so much. He's only 5 years old and he's good. Okay, he talented Samugelo. I'm a drum. He's good with drums. He plays drums all the time. I remember he used to play while he was I think 1.5 years old. I think as soon as he was able to hold, he started playing, because we used to sing, me and his parents. We used to sing and he would play and we wouldn't stop him. Mesimiyeka vele ukuthi adlale noma adlala nje udoti but mesimiyekela yena yabo because no one taught him, no one sat with him down and say do this and do that. Into ayiyenzile yena ngokubheka nangokumamela yabo. Mina imfiso zami for usamukela ukuthi akhule like edramini, the way adlala ngakhona manje ngifuna aye kwenye level. That's what I want from him. I want him to be good. I want him to be the best. There was a point where Ale was stopped kancane, and I was worried ukuthi maybe this guy is losing it now. But then uzibuyele, and that's why I believe he's a natural. My question for raising babies is how do I raise uSamukelo njengoba sakaqalile adlala amadrum kanje? So what's next from here?
The big question for today is raising a gifted child. I mean, everyone thinks their child is the brightest, the most talented. But what happens when you have a protege? We are joined by educational psychologist Dr. Ken Resnick to unpack this. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, I have to ask you Samkelo's question with regards to the little boy. He's just saying that he notices that the boy has a great talent for playing drums. There was a period where he stopped playing the drums and he got worried, but he's now picked it up again and he really wants to see him being the best in the world with the drums. What would your advice be?
I think obviously one's got to be careful that he's not living his dreams through the child. I think it's going to be important that the child's got to deal with a bigger world.
Yeah.
If he's going to just stick with drums, what happens if something happens to him, an accident with his hands and he can't play? How well prepared is he going to be to take on life? And, I think the idea of bringing up kids, they've got the talent, you develop it, but you don't obsess about it, because he's got to deal with his world. He's got to deal with a 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old world. He should be mixing at school. He should be ensuring that this child is dealing with his world. If we're going to isolate him and just focus on those drums, he is going to become an adult one day, and you will find that he could end up having either social problems or be inappropriate in other situations because he just hasn't had the opportunity to expose himself
100%.
there.
I mean, we've all, watched the stories of Beyonce growing up, the Serena and Venus Williams growing up, and their parents literally immersed them in this life for them to become the greatest, the Tiger Woods of the world. You're now saying that parents shouldn't let children focus too much, let the parents focus too much on immersing the children in this talent that they might have, or what are you saying?
We've got to see how much the kid wants to do it.
Okay.
Or is he being made to do it? Tiger Woods is a good example. A golf club was put in his hands. He hasn't coped socially that well. And now he really does battle. So this is what you got to be. This is what the problems of that. As long as they're coping in their world, they're fine. But something goes wrong, you'll find that they're not going to find it easy.
How do you tell the difference between a child giving up because it's a tough challenge and a child saying, I don't want to do it anymore because I actually don't like it?
That's the parenting. The parents have been too involved, making the kid do it. Kids must want to. And if a child starts giving up, the parents are doing too much for them, or they're too dependent on the parent. They haven't been able to cope and find out who they are, what they want. They've had to follow what's expected of them and listen.
So what do you do as a parent when you see that the child is actually...
You've got to look at yourself. Because it's a choice. Okay? And that means that he doesn't like losing. It's too hard. He gives up. So you might have found when he was very young, he tended to give up on things he didn't enjoy doing. I don't like that, you do it, Mom. I don't want to do that, Mom, you do it. Whether it's a jigsaw puzzle, dressing themselves. So that is, and the parents need to recognize that. Then he might find something he likes for a while until he can't do it. And then he gives up. So that's what you've got to be really careful of. He's got to learn to persevere, even with the things that he doesn't enjoy.
Wow, Doug, thank you for that insight. I never thought about how kids need to learn disappointment.
Absolutely. And we've got to allow them to be disappointed. If they want to cry, you mustn't cry. The moment you start crying with your kid, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
That's life. It might hurt inside, but he's got to go through it. Didn't quite make the first team, didn't quite win the top award. He'll get over it. But if you've done too much and he never has, he's not going to cope.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for giving us some insight on how to raise a prodigy of a child. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
So it seems that as Batswadi, we must think about what we are doing. Because or is it because the child wants to do it? So Samkela, I hope we've answered your question. Remember the thing, mo social media, o kana wa re check mo Facebook, Twitter, le mo Instagram, cheba Raising Babies 101. Morago ga dipapatso, we look at babies' health A to Z. The letter today is C for constipation. Raising Babies 101, and we continue as promised before the break. It's time for babies' health A to Z. Today's letter is C for constipation. Constipation is a condition of the digestive system where an individual has hard feces that are difficult to expel. Sister Phumzile Mlangeni rejoins us to discuss this. So, Sister Phumzile, kopa re tlhalosetsa hore ke eng e causang gore ngwana a bofege mala?
Okay. So ke ebantwaneni abancane abasancela ubisi lika mama bangakadli ama solids. Kungenzeka ukuthi mhlawumbe umama ukudla kudlayo akuna enough roughage because umntwana umencela vele uncela ukudla kulo mama. So that can, in turn constipate the baby as well. Mama be constipated, nomntwana be constipated. And then formula fed babies, ngesinye isikhathi iformula le ayidlayo ayihambelani kahle nesystem yakhe. Then unga-check ukuthi mhlambe yiyo or it's something else. But lapho zikhona izinto ongayisebenzisa mhlambe prune juice a bit in the formula or even in the breastfed baby ungafaka a bit of prune juice or a bit of water, pre-boiled obviously because umntwana usasemncane. But in older babies abadla ama solids, you need to increase the roughage, whole wheat things, and lots of fluids because angatholi enough fluids that can also lead to constipation.
Ke utlwa gore mo ngwaneng o ka berekisa metsi le tswekere o kopanse and then o mo fe like a syrupy thing.
Yes.
I heard gore eo e thusa gore ngwana constipation. Would you recommend that as a home remedy?
Yes, I do recommend it. Brown sugar and
so re etsa jang? Tlhalosa?
Half a teaspoon of brown sugar in a little bit of water, maybe 10 mils of water, and just give that in a spoon.
Okay.
Yeah, it has helped a
lot.
lot.
What other home remedies dika thusa ngwana ko gae?
Ebese ngishiyo futhi enye ungathe umntwana ungamthengela prune juice or just pear juice. Umnikeze a spoon or two.
So is this any pear juice? Ka re wa tseba ka mo le batla re 2% pear, 50% other fruits.
100% pear juice.
Okay. Okay.
But the prune juice, mawi prune juice nje. Iyabhalwa prune juice. Yes, iyasiza kakhulu. Enye into ngamnikeza amanzi after every feed if it's a formula fed baby. Amanzi wakhona ngaba a teaspoon or two. Just pre-boiled obviously. Enye into, using cotton earbud to stimulate the anus at the back.
How?
Yes.
So wonka earbud?
Yeah, you just stimulate. That stimulation, it sends a reflex to the head to say something needs to come out.
Sister, kutlile gape gore if o masaja ngwana mo maleng e tla mo thusa gape gore a answer that constipation.
Yes, leyo massage leyo isiza nje with the bowel movements so that kube nokunyakaza.
So is there a particular way we eat?
Well, just gently
circular.
Circular, sideways, and the bottom the bottom area of the tummy just cause some movement around there.
I'll refer number one advice for Batswadi for OC go gae.
Firstly, establish if it's constipation. And the constipation, njengoba ngisho, hard stools. Sometimes they might come out anegazi. And abanye, they would say umntwana constipated.
So body igazi.
Yeah, on the stools. On the
stools. Worry?
Yes. Yes, it means there's a lot of straining, and the blood vessels on the anus are rupturing. Okay. That's where the blood comes from.
Ke a leboga Sister Phumzile that you came in here wa tlhalosa gore go iragalang ha ngwana mala ga ge a bofegile.
That's a pleasure. Thank you.
Di sa le ngata dilo tse re tlo buang ka tsone mo Raising Babies, dula fela mo re tla. Go ga dipapatso ke dula fatshe le the beautiful Sizo Twete. From From beauty queen to radio and television presenter and mother to VK, Bakaishu, help me welcome our yummy mommy for today, Zizo Trete.
Ujani, Carol. Enkosi ngondazisa kamnandi kangaka.
Oh, welcome. I care you are yummy mommy. Bona umuntle jwangi. You just seem to have just snapped back.
Kodwa jonga abakuxelele ubana kunzima kangakanani ubuyela xa sowubelekile. Kufuneka uzimisele. Eating, exercise, uphinde ube noko ke bebuyela.
Absolutely. Now, kopara tlhalosetse gore re bua ka ntho tse dingata mo showng ka jeno, including constipation le ha ngwana bo fegile mala. Do you have any secret home remedies tsa gago tse o di berekisa mo ngwana hao?
Sure, aye remedy ncam indlela nje qha sesafunda ngayo umlungiselela because uyalithanda ubisi lwakhe kakhulu ubani ibhotile yakhe akayiboni uzaba sengxakini so ngenxa yokubana elithanda kakhulu thina sesafunda into yokubana simongezele amanzi so that it's not so concentrated and then ke ngokusandise amanzi awaselayo kwenye ibhotile yakhe but funeka umqhathe because he knows the milk one and then uyayazi azofumana ijuice kuyo azofumana amanzi kuyo so ibalance ba khona kanjalo.
So being a first-time mom, guidance we taught from batswadi ba gago kapo family ya gago. What kind of guidance did you get?
Iba khona kakhulu. Into nayo ke ngoku uphinde uthi xa ububona indlela bebesenza ngayo uphinde ube ubuza ugqirha wakho funeka ibe khona indawo apho wena uzawuthi ndiyayithatha lena kancinci ndiyayeka leyana ubone ubana umntana wakho unjani yena so iye yanceda kakhulu into yoyazi ukubana xa ndixakiwe nyani bakhona abazali. My mom-in-law is amazing nomama wami yena qala so ziba khona ezo zinto uqomba andiqinisekanga ke ukubana ndithini xa ekhala kangaka ukhaleza ufone ufumane uncedo.
Now I have to ask you, we did talk about sex and children and the importance of when to start having these conversations. I know we are both batswadi two little boys. Conversation you can tell to sanka pokento you're looking forward to le mona ha bua le ngwana ha ka yona.
Eyona ndlela sesavumelana notata wakhe ubana sifuna umkhulisa ngayo umntana wethu into yokubana angakwazi uthetha nathi ngantoni na. Into yokubana uyozifihla because unenhloni ngothetha ngento ethile ayizokunceda because ithetha ba umntana wakhe uzaxhomekeka kwabanye abantu ukubana abone indlela zokwenza kunoba aze kum amthembileyo okanye utata wakhe. So ezizawuba zifika istage sizawuzibona ufika kwazo simxelele inyani not the birds and the bees ingathe umxelele umntana but to the level of their understanding at their time xa iphinda benomdla uzawuphinda buyele futhi and then ube uyaqhubeka ke ngoku kanjalo ngomfundisa but yeah honesty all the way akwazi uthetha nathi nangantoni na.
Uneves ka ubua taba
mhlambe noma zamthumela kutata wakhe ngaleyo.
Now I have to ask you, raising talented children. Ke tseba ko Instagram re bona dinepe all the time, di photo all the time, di video tsa ngwana gago a tshameka piano. Are you raising the next John Legend kapoe?
Sizawubona utata wakho umthanda kakhulu umculo. In fact ndingekabeleki wayemane emdlalela umculo and put headphones to my tummy and I would create my own songs guys esixhosa ndimculele so ukhule iyinto yakhe nje kwaleyo so ngoku unazo zonke iinstruments but anothi simsa ku direction ethile lonto anomdla ngayo because he's got guitars, he's got pianos, he's got
expose everything.
Yeah sizawubona ngaye eloke khule kubana yintoni ayithandayo. Interestingly enough into endikhaleze ndayibona ngoku is uba umkhabela ibhola akasoza ikhabe ngenyawo zakhe uyayithatha ibeka apha phansi kwekhwapha usogqiba baleke so utata wakho uyayivuyela leyo because ibonakala singathi uzawudlala umbhoxo.
Now kuphathaluse I know gore you are a very busy lady. Umo TV umo radio ka mo umme ka mo umosadi ke ntho tse dingata fela tse kopaneng. How do you do it?
Engase uzixelele ukubana into ethile inexesha layo and don't compromise on that. Ndiyayibona ke kodwa xa ndisemsebenzini if my child needs me everything stops. Because ngoyena obalulekileyo bayayazi ayayixoxisi leyo eyona ebalulekileyo ebomini bam because zonke izinto endizenzayo in any case ndiyenzela ifamily yam. So in terms of getting through the day of all the things that you need to do, ischedule sakho funeka usazi ukubana from 9 to 10 denza le, 10 to 11 denza le. In fact ubuya kwami emsebenzini asoze ndibambe ifone adabe kanti uyalala umntana wami sendidlalile naye uhlambile utyile uyenzile yonke enye into. If it's an emergency phone somebody else to handle it in that time. If akakalala umntana wami and I haven't given him his attention then you won't get my attention.
We got a question from studio audience.
Sure.
Mepoteho?
Molo Sizizwa. Ndiyaphila njani?
Ndiphilile nkosi.
Uthina nonwabisa.
Sho nwabs.
Sizizwa into endifuna uyibuza. Into endifuna uyibuza ne ukuba like as wena nomyeni wakho nikwinqanaba elithe.
Sure.
Ewe ne. So ngoku ungathanda uba umntana wakho anyathele kule nqanaba nawe like enambe like enyaweni zenu.
Sure.
Apho nambe khona na.
Okay, kuzaba nzima umkhethela umntana ukubana ufuna ukwenza ntoni. Thina sizikhethele ngokwethu imisebenzi esiyenzayo. Yena angafane abone afunde kwizinto esizenzileyo. Kodwa xa inovele avuke athi ndifuna ubhala incwadi. Angenza njalo. Athi ndifuna uphangela ebankini. Oko izawube iyinto emonelisayo yena. Sizamxhasa singabazali bakhe na kanjani.
Absolutely, nice answer. Who would you say is stricter between wena le monna hao? Why would you
ayicace because utata wakhe uye firstly if kungakuye angatya ichips imini yonke asele ijuice imini yonke umntana wami sofuneka ibe ndimo ozamkhumbuza hayi kaloku mfundi funeka senze kanje nakanje nakanje uthi usiqonda seyikhaleze wayifunda uvike into kubana xa ekhona umama noko funeka ndibise ingodo utata yena ndingenza nantoni nakuye.
We have another question.
Molo sisizwe.
Njani sisi?
Phila konke njani? Ngicela nosiphokazi.
Sure.
Bendicela ukubuza ke njengoba ndive ngathi kuthiwa unomntana enkwenkwe ngoku ebugqiba umzali umntana wakhe angabe nayo ishimca.
Ngelakhe thina azange sibe nazo ingxaki ketana. Inoba lithamsanqa ke nje qha because baye badlule kwizinto ezininzi. Uye wasinda zangabe nayo yena.
Okay. Yaron kopampulele gezizo culture. How important is it for wena who disa ngwana hao in Xhosa culture? How important is that for you?
Ibaluleke kakhulu ke lo mbuzo uyibuzayo because ufumanise abantwana bayalahlekelwa zimvelaphi ekambeni kwexesha. Sazixelela ke thina ke engekafiki into yokubana sizamfundisa isiXhosa. Uthi uziqonde no-auntie wethu ngowase Eastern Cape so sithethe isiXhosa naye. Nencwadi zakhe azifundayo zesesiXhosa. Ayithethi into yokubana akazuwafunda amanye amalwimi because ingase awazi because naleyo izamkhuthaza afunde nangabanye abantu kodwa le yakokwabo indlela yophila yeyona amakaqale ayazi so namasiko uzawazi bakhona abantu abadala bazamfundisa bazasifundisa nathi kubana sidlulisele kuye iye inkhathaze into yokubana sivele silibale elethu icala and then umntana umbonise nje indlela eyodwa yokhula.
Career-wise for 2018, what are you looking forward to career-wise?
Sure. Okay, zininzi izinto ndizijongileyo kodwa ezihamba phambili ndisasasaza kumhlobo wenene apho ndithanda kakhulu into endiyenzayo. Eyesibini lishishini lami Dandelion Breeze sisaqhubeka with strategic marketing concepts. Ndithanda ngento yokubana ndifunda into entsha every day iclient neclient inezidingo zayo. And then eyona nto balelekileyo which is not career but my core focus is ukhulisa umntana wami to be the most well-rounded little child he can be.
Yeah, that seems to be important for wena. Wana hao ka re pele all the time. Ke advice ya gago o tla fang batswadi gore ngwana gago or bana ba gago tshwentse ba be pele all the time.
Enjalo. Yonke enye into izawulandela because njengoba bensitsho lifutshane la xesha lokubana ube kunye nabo ubafundise ngendlela efanelekileyo and then enye nenye it will fall into place. It always does.
It will fall into place. Now, Twentur man, how is so only fabulous? Twentur fetipe one. Karelena ke batlo ba so ke batlo ba.
Z2. No sesonincedisayo ejimini because asoze ndikwazi uyenza ngokwami. Iyanceda nalanto yokubana ube nomuntu who you can be accountable to. So iyancedisa uMashaka. And then okwesibini, emfundini awumnandi umngqusho kodwa ubombekela iweekends. So into ozityayo not ukubana zivimbe into nayo nje yakancinci kwizinto ezithile.
Zizo hayi ile wa ruta ntse di ngata gore bana ba how important they are gore ibile ko mmereko ba itse gore ha ile nako ya go tsamaya because ngwana ka batla so ke a tsamaya let's come photo dipotso. It's really nice that you've come to share with us. We really appreciate it and wish you more VKs in the future. Thank you so much Zizo. Thank you. Ke batlo leboga my in-studio guest le wena ko gae for tuning into Raising Babies 101. Re tla be re tla gape next week with more information go thusa le ngwana hao. For me Carol Ofori ha re gopole gore bana ba rona ke bokamoso ba rona ha re ba tlhokomele. Welcome to Pep Talk, the parent's guide to everything to do with you and raising your children. A high temperature or a fever is usually a sign that your baby's body is fighting an infection. In the few hours after noticing the fever, there are a few steps you can follow to try and cool them down. Once you have noticed that your child's temperature is higher than usual, offer them more fluids. You can use one of these sippy cups they can keep in hand throughout the day. You can also try reduce your child's temperature by giving them a lukewarm bath, not with cold water. Don't overheat the room your baby is sleeping in when they have a fever. Keeping your baby cool helps to regulate their body temperature as the heat escapes through their pores. During a fever, your child may not want to eat solids, which is okay, as long as they stay hydrated. The other way you can keep your child cool is by not overdressing them while they are asleep. Dress them in light cotton pajamas. You can get these for infants and these for toddlers. If your child has chills, give him or her an extra blanket and then remove it when the chills stop. Catch us next time right here on Pep Talk for a helping hand through your parenting journey. If you want to stand a chance to win some exciting giveaways, get onto our social media pages quick and enter our weekly competition. See you next time.